Okay, so let's start. If you stumble upon this podcast or this video, this is just me talking about my struggle in life to get the story done, and I just told myself I need to record this video. So without preparations, without everything, I just wanted to tell my story. And the first thing you probably noticed is that my English is not. This is far from native speaking language. English, of course, is not my mother tongue. Yeah, and I told myself, if Arnold Schwarzenegger, who lives so many years in USA, still has his typical English, then it's probably okay if I still have some time to learn it and to improve it. But sometimes in life you have to go with what you have, and if you wait too long, you are probably too old and not that flexible to tell the story. So I told myself, now it's the time, and I will try to do my best. And if it's really bad, then I will be like beaten to death, and the people are going to punish me, and I will be given the worst feedback ever. So now let's get real. So there is no music in the background and stuff like this, because I wanted to make this the way if you are sitting in the bar with the friends and talking to each other. So I wanted to make it like I'm talking to someone and I'm explaining him something that he wants to hear. If he doesn't want to hear it, he can leave. Yeah, but if he's sitting there, I'm talking to him, and this is pretty personal thing to me, but still I want to keep it relaxed. I didn't want to put too much like form to it, and I just wanted to make it like really relaxed, and like I try to be myself, which is sometimes difficult thing, but if it's easy if you are not trying that hard. So I just try to not take it too seriously. Just yeah, that I just want to express the things that are important to me. So this is going to be in a nutshell. I want to tell you in one sentence. This is going to be about my dream or my calling, voice in my head that for a long time I wanted to express, and I wanted to, it's in you, and you are trying to give it to the world, and you are trying to share, but on the other hand, you don't want to be like violent to people. You don't want to give it to people who don't want it. So it's about it's just about me and my childhood, and about some story that was in my head. So let's start from the beginning. I'm from the country that had communism, so my first 4 years of my life were lived in pure communistic times. But since as a child you don't develop your first 4 years in your memories that much, and you don't remember that much, so the only thing I really remember is talking to my in the kindergarten, you had to refer to your teacher by a specific way, which was communistic term. So that's probably the only thing I really experienced from communistic times. But then came this time where capitalists started to take over, and communistic regime was no more there. And one really good thing that happened was it was new cartoons and new shows that were never airing on TV, and suddenly I or like in the moment, I remember coming from my kindergarten and my father told me, because we had this video and VHS tapes and he was able to record, and he told me there are new cartoons coming from like Westworld. And all of a sudden I had this access. There was no internet at that time, but maybe some experimental, but definitely not normal. But I first time in my life I was able to be exposed to Western culture in the most wild way, and it was like DuckTales. And DuckTales, it was really pretty good start of this journey, because DuckTales, it was about it introduced me to new world, and it was really speaking to me. It was nothing like other things that I've seen before. It was something new, something fresh, and something really like its own world, and I was watching this, and I was really excited, like, what is this? It's like new world which I can experience, and I was really grateful for that. So that was my first contact to the storytelling, to the fantasy. And it's about ducks that are living in the town, and they are overcoming obstacles. And if you're thinking about it, it's like crazy, but if you are a child, you are able to accept many things. So this was one of the things that I was just expecting it. It's about ducks that are struggling with their problems, and the problems are sometimes really crazy. And I really took it like it was really interesting to me. And every new episode, I was like, wow, it's always something new. It's always new problems that they are experiencing, and they are finding these new original ways to solve it. So I was really, what's important is I decided to create my own story. So I took some notebook and I took some crayons, and I started to draw my own stories from with DuckTales. And of course, like, I don't want to get into copyright issues, but probably if child does it just for fun, it's not that serious, yeah. But I created some DuckTales stories, like my own stories. So I wanted to I really liked storytelling, but I wanted to make my own storytelling. It was like there is something which I can express, so I wanted to do it. So there are some stories that I did, but I take all this like really beginning. What came after were these stories with Dick Tracy, which I took the character's name, and I really liked it, and I liked the concept that he was fighting against criminals, and like try to understand that I didn't have access to all these other comic books and stuff like this. I was still in the beginning, so I just took Dick Tracy ideas. Probably I've seen some Dick Tracy cartoon or something like that. So I just started to. I liked the idea of having a detective trying to solve his like some cases and fighting against villains, but it was still like the beginning. So it was like my first. I just folded some pages and I tried to draw the stories with the pen.